skills required in a transformed world. And this edition, we shall be talking on the topic, effective internal audit function, a critical success factor for business sustainability. Effective internal audit function, a critical success factor for business sustainability. And to do justice to that topic is one of our own, a member of the district, a founding member of IGDS, or one of the founding members of IGDS, Mr. Olubenga Akinlad, HND, BSc, MBA, MSc, CFE, ACA, ACII. I'll quickly run through his profile while Mr. Benga is preparing to come on board. Mr. Olubenga Akinlad is a versatile finance professional, a chartered accountant, chartered insurer, and certified fraud examiner with over 15 years professional work experience in internal audits, accounting, controls, and fraud risk management from leading local and international institutions in the finance service industry. He holds a higher national diploma in accountancy from Lagos State Polytechnic, BSc accountancy from Babcock University, MBA finance and investment, and MSc accounting from Ahmadu Bello University and Caleb University, respectively. Mr. Akinlad is an experienced trainer and an associate lecturer with the accountancy department of Lagos State Polytechnic since 2011, College of Insurance and Financial Management, Nigeria, as well as the West Africa Insurance Institute in Gambia. He is currently the group head of internal audit of Tangerine, Africa, with responsibility for supervising the internal audit function of its life insurance, general insurance, microfinance, pension, and health subsidiaries. Prior to this, he has held the following roles, such as head of internal audit for ARM Life PLC, financial controller for African Area Insurance Corporation, the pool division, internal auditor for Cornerstone Insurance PLC, audit officer for Jubilee Life Mortgage Bank and Wema Bank PLC. He holds membership of professional bodies such as Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, Institute of Internal Auditors, Nigeria, Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, Texas, USA, and Information Systems Audit and Control Association, ISACA. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I bring on board the facilitator for today, the charismatic auditor, a scholar, a born teacher, and the group head of internal audit of Tangerine, Africa, Mr. Olubenga Akinlad, HND, BSc, MBA, MSc, CFE, ACA, ACII, as he takes over the stage. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Technical Secretary, for your kind words. Thank you. And good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues, distinguished professional colleagues and members. As well, first and foremost, I wish to appreciate our revered ESCOs, the executive of our model district, for availing me this privilege. This privilege to speak, to facilitate this technical session. It is highly appreciated. And first and foremost, also, I want to appreciate every member who has spared time to be in this meeting today, as well as those who are non-members, who are guests and participants. I'm very confident that in this session, at least, you have one or two things to take away in order for us to become a better professional. And not to waste time, before we go into the slide, before we commence the presentation, I want the administrator to take, let's take a very quick poll so that we can have an idea, I can have an idea of the demography of participants. And the essence of that is for us to be able to domesticate what we'll be talking about, so I can bring it home and relate it to our various endeavors. So the poll has been, the question has been presented, it's on the screen. So select the role that best describe your current engagement. The role that best describe your current engagement. Please, let's let's keep coming. Let's keep coming. The role that best described. Interesting. In about 1 minute, to conclude the poll. Please, let's make sure we are participating. Every participant should endeavor to participate in the poll. Fantastic. We can do better. We have 96 participants, and we have 46 people who are taking the poll as of now. 47, 48. Please, let's make it snappy. So I can make good use of time. Once we have our 70, we'll yeah. So it's increasing. Number is increasing. Please, let's keep submitting our. Okay. So as at date, 51 people are taking the poll, and okay, 53, and we have 21% internal auditors, CIAs or risk and compliance officers. We have 33% occupying finance-related functions, that is finance officer, finance controllers, CFOs, 16% external auditors, 5% business owners, directors, and board members, 14% tax practitioners, and 9% in the others category. I think with this, that was giving a fair idea. So as we're taking the illustrations, we'll try to domesticate it. So at least it will be something which we'll be able to easily relate to it. Okay, that's fine. 60, I think I can end the poll. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, 60 people. Yeah, because of time. So, thank you. So, I think without wasting time, we want to go into the presentation directly. And what we're talking about is effective internal audit function, a critical success factor for business sustainability. And
hello, Benga, before you continue, hello, Benga.
Yes, sir.
I think we're having some noise in your background. Can you please control that noise?
Okay.
While we're waiting for the facility to come back on, Infinite Alt template, you're raising up your hand. First, I'd like to encourage you to rename your device. And, okay, I think you have put down your hand. I see a lot of members online who have not renamed their devices. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twice. We should by now, I can see HO. HO does not, by now we should be able to, our devices that we'll be using for Zoom engagement should by now be properly named. I like someone like Musa Umar. Musa Umar has a device that even contains his membership number. You either have your full name or, I mean, something more than just one name. People should be able to recognize you when you are in a Zoom meeting. So I think we need to take that into consideration. So please, let's continue. Mr. Benga is back.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Is it better now? Am I audible enough now?
It's better now. It's okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, following are the learning objectives that we're taking in this session, that is takeaway which we expect participants to get. Number one is we'll be clearing, and participants will be able to clear classical myths about the internal audit function. That is, we have a number of misconceptions about the internal audit function, so we're able to clear them and clear them. Also, participants at the end of this session should be able to appreciate the mandate of the internal audit department, understand the principles for professional practice for internal auditing. That is, if you want doing internal audit professionally, what are those principles that must be visible, that must be evident in the function? Also, talking about the critical success factor for effective internal auditing, which is the central theme of this presentation. Also, as practitioners, we're also talking about, we'll target personal skills for improvement. That is, skills that we need to own, relevant skills that we need to own in order to improve ourselves, especially those of us within the internal audit space. Then also talk about top internal audit skills that is sought by global recruiters. And this presentation will try as much as possible, number one, for those of us who are non-auditors, I'll try as much as possible to sell the value of the internal audit function so that we can further help support the department in our respective engagement. That's one. Also, for those of us who are currently internal auditors, compliance or risk practitioners, who get one or two knowledge that we can use to further develop ourselves, use to add value to our respective organizations. And also for those of us who are accountants, maybe not yet auditors, and want to maybe pursue a career in internal auditing, what are those things we need to know? Okay, so those, among others, are what we'll be talking about in this presentation. Very quickly, I go into the introduction. This topic, internal auditing, effective internal auditing for business sustainability, is very important because of the high rate of corporate failures that we have experienced, that we are currently experiencing across the globe. Even in our country, Nigeria, we hear cases by the day as in international institutions who can no longer meet their obligations. And also the increasing threat to business continuity occasioned by the pandemic has placed a lot of responsibility on the internal audit function to rise to the task of supporting businesses for sustainability. Also, it is important for us to note that internal audit is a key pillar for governance. It's a key pillar for governance in any organization. If any organization will achieve their objective, the role of the internal audit function cannot be undermined. So it is an important element in the governance structure, and we have a responsibility for providing assurance to the board, assurance to the management on adequacy of policies, process, and controls. Okay, so like I said earlier, this session is aimed at equipping us on the critical success factors relevant for effective internal auditing. And I'll try as much as possible to my very short experience in the discipline, the profession, as I will try to use those scenarios in order to drive the point home. Okay, so at this junction, we're talking about the classical myths about internal auditing, in which there have been a lot of misconception about the role of the internal audit function. Even stakeholders in the organization have a negative perception about internal auditors as well as internal audit. And this wrong perception impair the ability of the internal auditors to really add value. It brings a lot of challenges to the internal auditors in carrying out their jobs. And some of this perception, it is based on the traditional approach. It is what they have perceived internal auditors to be over time. And what is the first myth? Number one myth is it says that internal audit is the corporate police function. If you ask stakeholders in the organization, when they see the internal auditor, they say, these are the police, they are the police people. And you know what police means. In that case, it gives us a negative, negative impression. You know? Everybody wants to close as a guide every loophole, so that you don't take on them on those areas where they are not doing well. Okay, and this ship has since sailed Internal auditors are collaborators now. Internal auditors are collaborators. They are business partners. Business partners, the same way we have a human resource business partner, finance business partner. Internal auditors are business partners working together with stakeholders in order to ensure that we achieve the organization's objective. So in which we should cease, for those of us who are practitioners, we should cease to present ourselves as a policeman. As a policeman, you know, who will arrest you, you know, he reprimand you if you for not doing the right thing. So that has really affected the ability of the internal audit function to add value in organizations. Even in management meetings, auditor, hold it, because they know as they know that no, this person is not part of us. It's not part of us because he's a police. You know, that has really affected the ability of the internal auditors as in to add value, which we internal auditors should now the best practice internal auditing is about collaboration. I'll still talk about it in subsequent slide. So that is number one myth about the internal audit function. Number two is that internal auditors are nitpickers. Auditors are nitpickers and fault finders. You know, in that case, when stakeholders have this perception, it will be difficult. It will be difficult for us to add value. It will be difficult for us to add value. And from what internal audit is, it has to be a value-adding engagement. Value-adding engagement. Internal audit report in this time and age should cease to be exception-driven. No. We should add value to process, add value to structure, add value to the system. We'll talk about that because of time. I will take it very brief. Also, there's a misconception that internal auditors are accountants by training. Modern day internal auditing is not only for accountants alone now. Anybody can be an auditor. Anybody can be an auditor. Any professional who has knowledge of the business, who have knowledge of a process can be an auditor, internal auditor. It's not strictly a profession for the accountants any longer. Like for example, we have IT auditors. We have IT who are IT practitioners, IT professionals who understand the IT system, who understand IT operation, and they can audit and provide assurance on the adequacy of the system. We have technical auditors. So the moment you are knowledgeable, you have knowledge about a particular process, you have knowledge about a system, you have knowledge about an environment, you can provide assurance. So it's not, the department is not just limited to the auditors now, everybody. And that places a demand. That places a demand on we, the accountants, to upscale. As in, that places a demand for the accountant now to be versatile. Not just versatile, not just we stay glued to debit and credit, financial statement alone. No, the mandate of the internal auditor has gone beyond financial reporting or financial statement, providing opinion on financial statement. For internal auditing, it has gone beyond that now. That responsible for providing opinion on giving assurance on IT system, provide assurance on governance structures, provide assurance on technical operations, and even core business operations. So that's that. Internal audit accountants by training. No, that ship has sailed. Okay. Also, number 4 myth is that it is best not to tell auditors anything unless they ask. Yes. These are negative perceptions that process owners in our different organizations have built over time. That please, what when he asks you, it's only what he asks you, you should respond. Even in some cases, head of department will give their team members strict instruction. Every correspondence, every communication, every engagement with the auditors must come from me alone. Nobody else is permitted to attend to internal audit requests. You know why? Because they know that the internal auditors will be picking faults. You know. So in that case, they want to sieve the information that they will be providing to the auditors. Now, internal audit function, internal audit activity now has to be a proactive engagement. Proactive engagement in the sense that, even before issues happen, the internal audit department should have an open door, as they should have developed confidence. Stakeholders should have developed confidence in the internal audit function, that even when they are in a dilemma situation, they can freely visit the internal audit department. That, sorry, I'm facing this, I'm about to make this payment. Please advise me. How do I go about it? In that case, we'll be able to avoid regulatory infraction when we give proactive advisory. Okay, so in that case, when people see that the internal auditor is really part of us, they are existing to add value and not just to pick faults or appear like a police. In that case, please let's mute our mics. If we have questions, we can make use of the chat box. If we have questions, we can make use of the chat box. We'll take them after the presentation. Thank you. So it is best not to tell auditors anything unless they specifically ask. Even we have cases now in my engagement that auditing data manager will say, auditor, this issue is happening. Why? Because they know that when they give me that information, it will not, I'm not using it against them. I'll be using the information to add value to the system and improve the process. So in that case, and like I said earlier, all of this misconception emanates from the way we present ourselves, the way we carry out our activities. So how will we carry out our activity to improve stakeholders' confidence? We'll talk about that in subsequent slide. So now for us to be able to clear this misconception. Also, the fifth one, that internal auditors follow a cycle in selecting their audit targets, and they use checklists. Yes, the misconception that the internal audit job is a stereotype function. No, they do the same thing over and over again. You know, a person will ask you, but we're just here. You guys just audited our process last month, or a quarter ago, or 6 months ago. Why are you coming back again? You know, because they believe that we'll be doing the same thing again. No, audit in this time and age has to be risk-based. You know, because business organizations continuously evolve. In that case, the internal audit department should be able to constantly review its process, review its programs to make sure that it is in tune with the realities in the organization. So these misconceptions are things we need to guide against. In the delivery of our mandate, we must watch out to ensure that we are not laying the foundation for these myths in the mind of process owners. Okay, and like I said, they impede the effectiveness of the internal audit function. Hence, professionals must invest in awareness in order to increase the value addition to the organization's operation. Okay, so now let's talk about the mandate of the internal audit function. What is the responsibility of the internal audit department? And in line with best practice, the International Professional Practice Framework issued by the Institute of Internal Auditors define internal auditing as an independent, keywords, independent, that's 1, 2, objective and objective assurance. Any assurance which we are providing should not be biased. Objective assurance and a consulting activity. Consulting activity, that is, the internal auditor is a consultant to the business. Is a consultant to the business, and the activity is designed to add value, So by the time we are reviewing any process, we are reviewing any department, we are reviewing any activities, key questions we should ask ourselves as internal auditors, that what value have I added? What value have I added? It is the value addition that will create a room, that will create a seat for the internal auditor as an internal auditor in the boardroom. That will create a seat for the internal auditor in management meetings. When the highest level of governance, ESCO are holding meetings, they say, no, the internal auditor needs to be here. Why? Because they know you will add value. But in an instance whereby, the only thing they hear from the internal auditor is just negative reports. Like they say, no, leave them here, let them stay. We don't need them. So we should note that any of their internal audit activities designed to add value and to improve an organization's operations. Okay, so the mission of the internal audit is to enhance and protect organization value. Very important. Is to enhance and protect organization value. That's what IIA said. And how do we do that? By providing risk-based and objective assurance. We provide advice as well as insight to the business. So these are the, so we started with the wrong notion about the internal audit function. Now we are talking about the mandate. This is what we are really called to do as internal auditors. So those of us who are not auditors, we will now appreciate the responsibility of the function. Is an independent objective assurance activity, a consulting, the way we engage consultants to advise us on activity, the same way the internal auditors are consultant to the business. The internal auditor is a strategic business advisor. You know, when management is in dilemma situation, there's a request. They minute it to internal audit. Please review and advise. You know, give us your opinion, give us your perspective. From there, so we can make quality decisions. That is the role of the internal auditor. Okay, not to waste time, now let's talk about the principles for professional practice. Principles for professional practice for internal auditing. Okay, in line with IIA IPPF framework, for the internal audit function to be considered effective, don't forget the theme of this session is effective internal auditing, not just internal auditing, effective. For the internal audit function to be considered effective, all the principles that we're mentioning now must be present. And not just be present, it should also be operating effectively. They should be operating effectively within the business. And number one is that we must demonstrate integrity. Integrity, yes. This is something that as the internal audit function must not negotiate. The chief internal auditor must not sacrifice his integrity for anything. Once you lose your integrity as the internal auditor, you are finished. It's better you resign your job. You are finished. And the reason why we need to demonstrate integrity is that even the most successful internal auditors contend with pushback. Pushback. People are usually hostile when they hear from the internal auditor. The most thoroughly researched report will still can still generate disagreement. We have analyzed the management account. We are presenting your review of the financials to management at this meeting. The CFO will ask questions. Where do you get these figures from? Are you sure these are the figures in the account I sent to you? So in that case, your integrity is very important. It's very important. Our report must be factual. Technical skills.
Discuss.
Please let's mute our mics if I'm not speaking. Please let's mute our mics. Integrity is very key because, like I said, even most of the reports that we thoroughly researched, that you did your job well, you reviewed front and back, people will still discredit it. In management meeting, when you're presenting, later they cannot come and mend friends with you. No, but so in that case, your integrity must maintain it. When people take you up, you said this the other time, you must be able to defend it. You must have, as in, verifiable evidences to back your assertion, to back your opinion. Okay. Also, the internal audit function must demonstrate competence and due professional care. This is very important. Competence. And this places a demand for us to continuously hone our skills. It places a demand for us to continually improve our knowledge bank. That's why sessions like this, as in district meetings like this, is very key. So at least periodically we gain new insight, we learn new things that will make us a better professional. Due care in the course of discharging our duty, as in due care, not just we must not throw caution to the wind. Okay. Also, the internal audit function will be objective and free from undue influence. Yes, should be objective and free from undue influence. Anything that will threaten your ability to give unbiased opinion, you should try as much as possible to avoid it. And when we talk about independence, it's not just enough to say I am independent. No, you must be seen to be independent. You must be seen to be independent. And independence, most times as internal auditors, will come as a result of sacrifice. Will cost you a lot of things. People, things other members of staff can easily ask for. Go and lobby. You know, internal auditor must be very careful. On due influence. You know, when you develop undue familiarity, that will impair your objectivity. It's very important. So we must note that also that the internal audit function should align with the strategy, objectives, and risk of the organization. This is very important. That our audit planning, if you are planning your audit as an organization or as a department, number one, the audit plan must be strategy-led. Strategy-led is that we say that it should be in tandem with the organization strategy. When the organization is looking at going retail, expanding retail network, you know, the auditor should not be looking at another thing. Though we can still cover other areas, but at the same time, we should place searchlight on the new things, the new plans management is planning to pursue. That will make our job relevant. The reviews will be relevant. No, people will take us serious because we are having the same thinking with the business. Also, not just strategy-led, it should also be risk-based. What are those things that would threaten the ability of the business to continue earning income? You know, our review must be channeled towards that area so that as you are issuing a report, you are addressing inherent risk within the business. Okay. Also, the internal audit function should be appropriately positioned and adequately resourced. Yes, many thanks to regulators in the financial service industry. The financial service industry, the regulators are doing a lot of work there, good work there to ensure that the internal audit department, the chief internal auditor, the chief audit executive is appropriately positioned. Is a senior management staff in the organization. Yes, as though also the NCCG, new code for corporate governance, also say something, but it's not that they are not very firm like the way we have it in the financial service industry. Okay. Also, for those of us who are in other clients, other sectors, it's very important that for the internal audit function to be effective, the chief audit executive or the CIA must be appropriately positioned and adequately resourced. Yes, must have the optimal resource requirement that we need to carry out our activity. Also, the internal audit function, the internal audit department should demonstrate quality and continuous improvement. Like I said, the internal auditor has to be a continuous learner, continuous open to learning, to learn as in news, because the business constantly evolves, changes from time to time. Business risk changes from time to time. So we must learn new things, you know, subscribe to professional journals, be member of a model district like us, whereby every month like this, there's something new, there's a new knowledge members will be getting. Okay. Also, the internal auditor must be able to, the internal audit function must be able to communicate effectively. Admin, can you mute everybody, please? Maybe we can do it from the back end. Okay. Also, communicate. Thank you, sir. Communicate effectively. This is very important. Communication is very key. We'll still talk about it in subsequent slides. Communication is very key for the internal auditor. And when we say communication, is both oral and written communication. You must be able to express yourself in clear terms. Express yourself in an area whereby you won't be your opinion will not be misinterpreted. No, communication is very key. Reporting. We'll be talking about reporting in subsequent slide. If you do a thorough job, if you don't communicate it properly, it can rubbish the entire, as in all the efforts of the internal auditor. Communication is very key. Written communication as well as oral communication. No communication to different level of management, different level of stakeholders. The way we communicate to process owners will be different from the way we relating to executive management. The manner of communication to the board will be different. We must be able to communicate effectively. That is very important. We'll talk about communication again in subsequent slide. Also, provide risk-based assurance. I've talked about that. Risk-based assurance. That is, we must be able to, our reviews should address key risk areas. Anything that can threaten business continuity, we must make sure that our review address all those risks. Okay. Also, the internal audit function should be insightful, proactive, and future focused.
Inshallah, in September, I know.
So, did you know like just?
Admin, please, can you move everybody from the back end, please? Okay, thank you. So we're talking about, I said the internal audit, the principle of operational practice. We're talking about the function should be insightful, proactive, and future focused. Yes, I want to lay emphasis on proactive. Auditing, internal audit in this time and age should not be reactive, waiting for people to commit the error and we then capture the exceptions in our report. Because organizations now, management now have KPIs for zero regulatory infraction. Zero regulatory infraction. Shareholders and stakeholders now pay attention to infractions to ensure that the company is not paying any fine. Even recent circulars, I'm aware of some shareholders association now in the financial service industry that are saying any fine that the company pays in a particular year, the management will be responsible for funding it. That is, if the company pays a fine of 20 million in a year, they will spread it to the management. Because if the company is not paying dividend, they can't be paying money out as fine. So in that case, when management have responsibility of zero regulatory infraction, the internal auditor can support achievement of that objective by being proactive, review activities in advance, and identify potential loopholes and advise. Don't wait, don't just fold your hands until people commit the wrong, we make the error before you now start reporting it. Advise in advance. That's the best practice for internal audit now. Proactive, risk assurance, proactive engagement. Okay, also, the internal audit functions also promote organizational improvement. Yes, must make sure that when there are issues, and that is where those of us who are not internal auditors, we need to support the department. In most cases, maybe for example, because of my experience, there can be an issue in finance. It can be an issue in finance when the HOD finance is talking to management that this issue, please, I need support to address it. I need additional resource. I know in some cases, management may not take them serious. But when the internal auditor is coming to review finance activities and they capture it in their report, once they present it to management and present to the board, then they will get, as in it, management will listen because it's coming from the internal auditor now, and they need to close the issue. In that case, it will be resolved. The organization will make progress. It promotes organizational improvement. So in that case, stakeholders need to collaborate to make the organization, to make the workplace a better working environment. There need to be collaboration with the internal audit function in order to ensure that the company achieves its objectives. In most cases, even when we review operations, we ask for challenges. What are the challenges? In that case, once the process order communicates challenges, the auditor also look at it. Does it make sense? Are they saying the right thing? If we validate it, we present it to management. We present it to management, we present it to the board. And once we do that, they get approval to resolve such issues. So the internal audit function has to promote organization improvement. We need to ensure that the company, the organization becomes a better place. Some stakeholders will tell you that if anything is wrong in an organization, ask the internal auditors, what are they doing? Are they just drinking tea or they are really doing their job? Okay, so that is because they have the role to play. So when we then communicate and it is not implemented, in that case you have done your bit, or you must at least invest in selling those issues, bringing it to the fore, to management and to those charged with governance, so that those issues can be addressed. Okay, very quickly.
10 minutes,
so now
10 minutes now.
No problem, no problem, sir, no problem. Very quickly, I have to rush this side, but this is the central theme of the paper anyway. Critical success factors for effective internal auditing. That is, for the internal audit function to be effective, what are those areas that we need to note? And number one is the governance structure. That's very important. The tone at the top is very important. The tone at the top is very key. The tone at the top must support internal audit. That's why as an internal auditor, you cannot just take any job anywhere. You know, there's a vacancy somewhere, you just apply. Head of internal audit. It does not work like that. For you to be effective, you must do your due diligence beforehand. Do your due diligence, you know. The tone at the top here, what's the governance structure like? Is it strong? Because when the tone at the top is strong, in that case, it will support effectiveness of the internal audit function. But when the governance structure is very weak, whereby you just have internal audit for the record, in that case, even the best internal auditor will struggle to excel in such environment. So the tone at the top is very key. Also, the reporting line must be clearly spread out. Yes, we have some cases, we see some funny vacancies, whereby you see head of internal audit reporting to the finance manager, reporting to the CFO. As in, that is not best practice. The internal audit function was report to the highest level of governance, which is the board, through its audit committee. And what we do now, best practice now, is that there's a dual reporting to management, to the CEO, and at the same time to the board. Also, existence of an audit charter is very important. The audit charter will help, number one, to clear expectation gaps, to make sure that stakeholders really understand the responsibilities of the internal audit. Also, the charter will also communicate the privileges of the internal auditor. Privilege of the internal auditor, that is the audit team, there will be their access to, unrestricted access to company information, to company officers. Okay, because if it's not clearly spread out here, the auditor may struggle to achieve its mandate. Very importantly, under governance structure again, is that the KPI must be clearly spread out and mutually agreed. Yes, most cases in practice we see some funny KPIs, funny expectation KPI from the internal auditor. You know, in some cases, you see also some funny things. So that case, we need to pay attention to what are my jobs, what are my responsibilities. So at the end of the day, I don't do everything, and you are now assessing me that, okay, you reported this, but it was not resolved. Is it my mandate to resolve issues? So all of that must be clearly spread out. And also, this KPI should also flow to the job description of all business managers. That is, business managers should have it as their KPI to implement agreed audit recommendation. In that case, whatever the auditor is doing, once the report is approved and finalized, process owner automatically have responsibility to ensure they implement it. And at the end of the year, they should be assessed on the progress they have made in implementing audit recommendations. In that case, when they are assessed, they will take it serious when the auditor is issuing his report, because it is until when those issues are closed and implemented that the auditor will be seen to be adding value. Lastly, on governance structure is promotion, appraisal, and promotion. All of this must be a responsibility of the board. Okay. Internal auditing in this time and age builds on collaboration. I've mentioned that earlier. Stakeholders engagement. There need to be periodic engagement with key business leaders. Periodic engagement. What this engagement will do, number one, is that it will help the internal auditor understand key risks that relates to the business. In designing your audit plan, you should have an engagement with process owners. Interview the CFO, interview the head of admin, head of HR. What are those areas that give you sleepless nights? What are those areas of concern that, as regards your operation, as regards your process, as regards the company as a whole? So when the auditor have those feedbacks, in that case, you can draw your audit plan. It makes your audit planning relevant. The reviews will be relevant. And as you are doing issuing reports, you will be fixing issues. Maybe sometimes you can interview head of operation and say, I don't have an idea of what our customers is saying about us. You know, we don't know. We don't know what our customers is saying. That can give you a pointer that review customer service operation. Okay, that is engagement. Engagement will also make sure that whatever we are doing in the business is value adding. We understand the direction of the organization and we channel our plan in that direction. I've talked about policing. Internal audit should be seen as a business partner and not a police. Yes, that idea of policing has sailed long ago. Business partners support the business to achieve its objective. Not just you fold your hand, but people to fall in the pit and you capture the exception. Okay. Also, selling the objective of the audit to process owners before commencing reviews. That will make them appreciate what you want to do. You know, why are you auditing sales department? You know, when you have that engagement with the head of sales, these are our audit objectives. In that case, they will see reason. Okay, that makes sense, and they will support you. They will provide information timely. Also, the mode of engagement and style of reporting should reflect business partnering. Yeah, this is very important. Mode of engagement, the way you have engaged process owners, you know, people should be calm, talking to you. Not that no one's there, everybody will be very serious. Everybody will find their face and be very official. Style of reporting should reflect business partnering. Yes. And when we talk about style of reporting, that is, our report should be holistic. The internal audit report should not just be an evil report. I've talked about that. It should not be an evil report. It should be a balanced reporting. If we are reporting 20 processes, if we are reviewing 20 processes, and we just have exceptions in 4 or 5 areas, reporting should not just bring those 4 things that this is the audit report, and the only thing they can see there is those 4 things. And it should give at least one line opinion on the entire 20 processes. In that case, it gives the process owners some level of comfort as well. Our internal audit reviewed our operation and they found us satisfactory in 15 processes. You know, and those 5 areas that needs improvement, or that needs improvement, or that needs improvement or not satisfactory, will work towards resolving it. But you know, when they see the audit report after a 1 month engagement, and the only thing they say is not done. You know, it appears unfair. So in that case, we should reflect business partnering. Also, the audit report, okay, I've talked about that. Collaboration with, this is key. Collaboration with other assurance providers, yes. Collaboration with the internal control team, risk management, compliance, and external auditors. It will help us, it will make the internal auditing to be very effective. You know, visit as they engage the risk management team. What's their risk rate they're like? What's their risk register? Discuss with the compliance team. What are the compliance challenges you have observed thus far? So when you are reviewing departments, you have those areas in mind, and it will help you provide value-adding reviews. Okay. Also, the next one is talking about communication. Communication, yes. The mode of communication of the output of the audit exercise can promote or discredit. Yes, I've talked about that. You can do a very thorough review all through a period, and if you didn't communicate effectively, it can make nonsense of the entire effort of the internal auditor. So communication is very important. How do you communicate? How do you report? Okay, and I have it here. I said close attention should be paid to choice of words. Yes, you know, some of us are internal auditor, we find that we see ourselves as a king, as a messiah. You know, just say it's not acceptable. It's inadequate. You know, ambiguous words. Words that arouse provocation. Words that are offensive. You know, these words will not allow stakeholders to see you as a business partner. So it was just as soon as possible to play down, avoid the use of offensive or provocative words. You can just say need improvement. Need improvement. Everybody know that even if there's nothing that is perfect, even a process that is good, still need improvement. When you say inadequate, you know, inadequate, when you use the derogatory words, it will affect the collaboration, the stake as in the business partnering mandate. they will continue to see us as a police and as a fault finder, like I mentioned under the NEET category. Also, in our reporting, brevity is very key for senior management reporting to the board. They don't have time to be reading 20, 30, 40 pages report. In most cases, our main message can be lost if we don't know how to make it keep it simple without losing the trust of the message as well. Also, timeliness is key. Timeliness, completeness, and accuracy. That's very straightforward. I won't talk on that. Also, the format of our reporting. Yes, we present, you see audit report today, everything strictly letters. No, we can color design the audit report, use graphs, visual analytics, to make it interesting. When they see the report, at least it will arouse readers' interest. They want to see, okay, what do you have here? When they see the 7, 8, 10 page report, everything just blank, it will say, well, I don't have time, I'll look at it later. Or you make it interesting, people will make it colorful, use graphs, different arts to make the report interesting to read. Also, very importantly, is quality assurance. Quality assurance and peer review. Yes, and under this category, every engagement should have an audit program. Every review should have an audit program that is designed, which will capture the step-by-step approach we want to follow in carrying out the review. Also, those steps, we should be faithful to them, follow them closely, and document your observation. If possible, in most cases, insert links of references in the audit program. Because now there's a demand for internal audit activity to be reviewed. There's an external quality assurance team who will be reviewing external audit jobs. They will be reviewing internal audit jobs. The Code of Corporate Conduct says 3 years. Some regulation says 5 years. In my own industry, for instance, it's now annually. So in that case, we must pay details to quality assurance, documentation. Our audit program was well designed and we follow it to the latter. In most cases, when the head of audit is the one doing the audit, you want to throw caution to the wind and ignore certain things. No, take time to complete the program. Also, relevant audit evidence, yes, I've talked about that, is very key. And this time and age as well, our archive should be very robust and explore, like in my organization, for example, I don't have a single paper file. We don't have a single paper file. All audit working papers are electronic. Our files are electronic. No, gone are the days where we see file 1 audit report, 2017, 18, 19, physical files in paper. No, electronic archive. Let us explore that. And also with the new normal, so it can work from anywhere. Peer review process should also be socialized. Yes, that is within the team. Always there should be a second eye view, a third eye view who will review the jobs, which show that okay, they have really complied with the program. Because in most cases, quality assurance and peer review is mostly restricted to external audit. But in this time and age for internal auditing is very, very important. Okay, because of time, I won't be able to. I'll be making it very fast. Also, is that the internal auditor should be a continuous learner. I've talked about that. For you to succeed in internal auditing, you must continually update your knowledge. And updating your knowledge, one, about the business. Understand the business, because in all fairness, for you to provide value to any organization, you must understand their business, understand its process, understand its people, and understand its environment. What works in PZ Nigeria may not work in ARM. So you must understand it. Understand what works here, understand the process. Also, the internal auditor should be inquisitive, remain inquisitive, very important, very important. Embrace technology to audit key processes because you can't see everything. When you have technology deployed, in that case, you can really monitor controls, effectiveness of controls, and the same will prompt areas of infraction timely to the audit team. I've talked about investing in knowledge. And also pay attention to soft skills. Yes, a good number of us internal auditors just play to technical. Success in the business space now has gone beyond technical skill. I'm a child accountant, FCA, no, it has gone beyond that. In addition to FCA, we must have soft skills, presentation skills, communication skills. How do we engage business owners? Okay, so those are the critical success factors. Because of time, I won't be able to go into this. When we have questions, maybe we can come later. Now, before I close, let's talk about target personal skills for improvement. Those of us who are currently in the internal auditing, who are in internal audit space, we need to note these personal skills. For those of us who are looking into migrating to pursue a career in internal audit, we need to note it. Those of us who want to consult outsourcing internal audit, in internal audit outsourcing, what are those things we need to note? Number one is presentation, public speaking. I've talked about that. For the internal auditor, communication skill is very important. Communication, both oral and written communication. Because if you're not careful, it can be misconstrued. Even in board meetings, you have just limited time to make your point. You're able to hit the nail on the head and keep it simple. Balancing interest of all stakeholders, very important. Also, develop board committee relations. Yes, board committee relations beyond audit committee, as in networking, developing contacts. Let people know that we are together. We are together. Develop a relationship. We are together. We are together. From there, people will look at it that yes, let's listen to this guy. Let's listen to this guy. Let's give him audience. It's making sense. Because of time, I won't be able to talk too much. Also, persuasion. Yeah, this is very important. Persuasion, using how do you encourage people? I will take that together with negotiation. They're dealing with confrontation, because the business environment in most organizations for internal audit is hostile. People are hostile. They don't want to hear you. I've had a case whereby I want to review a department. I'm discussing with the head of department, and unfortunately, there's a new staff, a very senior staff who has just resumed. I think the staff was a principal manager then, and I was dealing with discussing with the head of department to communicate that I want to start audit. And say, no, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. My mandate is to generate income. So let me invest my time on that. That introduction alone can make your blood run as internal auditor. In that case, it was not to deal with confrontation, to calm people down. Like, okay, can I say something, sir? This and this and this are what to do. And if possible, sell your success story, things you have done, your achievement in how you have helped improve other department processes. That was what I used to conquer that confrontation. When he said, what am I coming to do? What am I coming to do? And I said, okay, can I say a few things? And I sold the value of the audit. And I used a scenario. Previously, in the technical department, we had this challenge. When we reviewed after the audit, we were able to resolve it. I said, okay, that makes sense. Very important. Persuasion and negotiation skill is very key. How do you manage survive in a hostile environment? In that case, we must add value. You seem to be add value for people who respect you or give you an audience. Okay, so finally, we want to talk about audit skills that are commonly sought after by global recruiters. If you want to be relevant, you want to easily assess opportunities. Okay, like I said earlier, technical skill alone is no longer sufficient. We need to develop other skills. And what are those skills? Number one is analytical and critical thinking. Yeah, analytics, analytical and critical thinking, be able to think. And this speaks to technical skill. That first one speaks to technical skill. Because it's when you have robust technical knowledge that you're able to analyze business performance, and you're able to review business operation and think about how to improve it. Okay, also the internal auditor should have an innovative mindset. Yes, but the forward-looking, open to new ideas, and be willing to make bold decisions. We are rounding up.
2 minutes to go, sir. 2 minutes to go, sir.
Thank you. But willing to make bold decisions. Okay, I've talked about communication skills, so I won't talk. I won't take that. Cyber security, yes. In this time and age whereby everything is on the internet, technology has come to stay. So we must be able to monitor cyber risk and recommend mitigants. Also, analytics and technology. Yes, I've talked about that. We need to upscale big data, cloud computing, Internet of Things. Very key. We must hone our skills in those areas. Very important is also risk management. Yes, risk management. Proactively our job here is proactive risk advisory. Proactive, not reactive, not after event. Proactive. That's where you get a seat. People place value on the function. And lastly is business acumen. Yes, you must have entrepreneurial mindset. That if this is my business, what will I do? Not just the policy says this, you must do this. Think it through from a business perspective. Okay, that is that. I think with this, we have come to the close of the presentation. So thank you very much, and we're going to take questions.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Akinlalu, for that wonderful presentation. Can we please unmute our mic for just 2 seconds and we put our hands together for that wonderful presentation, please? Yes, thank you. Let's go back to mute our mics now. Thank you so much for that. I think we can get a critical success factor to business sustainability, which Mr. Akinlalu has majorly mentioned to us. And that is very holistic. Thank you so much one more time for that wonderful presentation. We appreciate. Now, quickly, let's take questions, but very few questions because our time is fast spent. So we're going to take just very few questions. Mr. Niyo Nobanjo is putting up his hands. Mr. Niyo Nobanjo, briefly, quickly, sir. Mr. Nobanjo.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
hello,
sir.
Yeah,
hello, so we are here with you.
Yeah, my question to the facilitator is, while he was speaking, he made mention of the fact that nowadays it's not only the accountant that can audit, any professional can audit. And my understanding is, if you don't have the knowledge of accounting, you are not able to audit. So I want him to put more light on that and for better understanding.
Okay. Mr. Benga, please take those questions down so that we can take the questions together and you can answer them at a glance. Are you there, sir?
Okay, sir.
Let's take the questions together. That's one.
There you go. I have to take questions from the chat.
Hello.
Question from the chat.
Question from the
chat and let's round up.
Yes, I'm there, Chairman. Kikeloma Dioshun.
Hello,
organization that has. Just hold on, please. We'll take your question. Just hold on, please. Kikeloma Dioshun from the chat says, for organization that has internal control other than internal audit, kindly clarify. The person wants to know the difference between internal control and internal audit. That is Kikeloma Dioshun. Then another person says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't get that name, please. I think the chairman mentioned that we should label or name our device properly so that we can get the name. Amos Kolawole. During the introduction of the facilitator, I heard he had worked with Jubilee Bank. I would like to know when, department, and which. Sorry, I think that's more of a personal question to this. Let's take questions on the topic for now. Then a question here. You said that internal auditor must be conversant with the environment of the business concern, like the operation of the PZ might be different from finance firm. My question is, can you assist us? There must be basic thing that an auditor must be interested in, regardless of the industry involved. And what is that thing? Is that question clear, sir, Mr. Binga?
It's clear.
Okay. I think you can go on to answer those questions as we clear the session.
Okay, thank you. So
please, let's answer the question under 2 minutes.
Okay,
time is outside the allotted time already.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, the first question says that on the issue of only accountants can audit. Yes, like I said the internal audit space is not just for accountants alone now. Any professional can be an auditor. Like in my department, for instance, the internal audit organogram, we have a team for technical auditor. I am chief internal auditor for an insurance company. So we have technical auditor, and those technical auditors should be expertise in the area of insurance. People mostly, once you have BSc insurance, ACII, you understand insurance underwriting, insurance claim operation, you coordinate the technical arm. We have also a role for IT auditor. IT auditor who necessarily should not be is not necessarily be an accountant. Once you understand IT operations, you're an IT person, you can, or you know have knowledge of IT operation, you fit in for our IT auditor vacancy. And we have the financial audit. That's where we need an accountant. So in that case, as the chief internal auditor, I pretend over all those activities. So that's also what I'm saying is that it's not only an accountant that can audit, any professional. If I'm auditing as in a business, knowledge of that business is what is important. So if I'm auditing finance operation, in that case, I must be an accountant for me to really provide assurance on that. Very quickly, internal audit and internal control. Yes, there is a differentiation between those functions. The internal control is a service to management. And whereby their responsibility basically is to review companies' policies, review controls to make sure that controls are robust and adequate. What do they do? Number one, they do things like transaction call over to ensure that there is integrity of data that we input into our system. Correctness of payments. They do things like prepayment audit of transactions. Before we make any payments, they review to make sure that they are correct, they are properly authorized, and they are reasonable. Supporting documents are adequate. They review company policy, SOPs, to make sure that all departments have SOPs and they comply with those SOPs. A lot of things like that. That is part of the business. But internal audit basically is the last line of defense. And their job is basically to provide assurance. They review, they are not part of the process. The internal control team in most cases is still part of the business, part of the operation. In most cases, some organizations, they are seated in operation. When internal audit reports directly to the board, and their duty-based main mandate is to provide assurance on activities. So they review department processes, all those payments. Prepayment auditing is not the auditor's job. Validating vouchers before they are paid, that's an internal control mandate. So there's a lot to say, but because of time, we won't be able to do much on that. The last question, which talks about, for an organization, what are the things I need to know if I'm to audit the organization? Since we have said we have different organizations and processes changes, and there are different things that what is relevant in company A, not relevant in company B. Number one is that any organization I find myself as an auditor, the first thing I find out is, okay, what are their processes? Get their SOPs or standard operating procedures to review, to have an understanding of what they do. Then we can then draw our program to audit that process once I review the SOP and understand. Number two, we found out that a question we ask ourselves again is that, is this company, in a regulated environment? What are the regulators' expectation from this company? What are the regulatory imperatives? In that case, we focus on that as well to make sure that, because if I work in a bank, for example, what CBN wants from banks is different from what NICOM will want from insurance companies, or what PENCOM will want from pension operators. So in that case, what is the regulatory overview? Regulatory expectations from the company, from operators within that industry. So in that case, the auditor must note that as well and make sure that he ensures that there's compliance to those expectations. Also, there is, for financial reporting, for example, depending on the sector the organization is operating, we have an accounting standard that speaks to financial reporting for different operations, accounting for oil and gas, accounting for banks, accounting as in different organizations. So the accounting standard for those entities, for that sector, what does this say? How do we ensure that we comply to it? And information security, that one is universal. Everybody, every sector, information security is very key. So that one can adapt that to any organization. And also, we are focused also paying to the IT system. What system are we using? What system are we using in this organization to drive our operation? Then we review what are those risks related to it, among others. So very quickly, like I said, the policies of the organization, what are those policies they have? Then what is the regulatory focus for that organization? The reporting accounting standards, financial requirement or reporting requirement for those entities, very key. And lastly, like I said, you have an IT environment, the system, the organogram will also give an idea of areas to focus on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Gbenga Akinlalo. for the answers you have provided. I want to believe those who ask the questions are well sorted out with the responses. We are so sorry at this moment we won't be able to take more questions. However, we'll try as much as possible to forward those questions to the facilitator and send the responses to the members. One more time, sir, I want to appreciate you, Mr. Gbenga, for coming up to take us on this topic, effective internal audit function. We have indeed learned so well, and we really appreciate your comment. For our participants who have joined us, we want to appreciate you for joining IGDS, the ICANN model district. And this is what we do every month. And you can join us on monthly basis to keep learning at free cost. Thank you so much. My chairman, I so much submit at this junction, sir.
Thank you very much, the technical secretary. And once again, thank you very much to our facilitator for today, our very dear own Gbenga Akinlalu, a founding member of the Ilukpeju Gbagada and this Society. I must confess that I always monitor participation and the way people stay or exit. I want to commend the fact that a lot of people really found the presentation so interesting that even most of everybody stayed even till the end. And even up as I'm speaking, more people are still joining even after the program. So there's a difference when we have facilitators or when we are telling immediately they're getting to a point you see people exiting the platform, but that was not the case here. And that's one record I think the Ilukpeju Gbagada and the Society have been able to keep. We have been able to present resourceful persons to handle our technical sessions, and over time, people have come to rely on it for knowledge sharing. So once again, thank you very much for the technical team, and well done to Mr. Gbenga Akinlalu. Let me quickly, before we round up, I'll quickly take some comments, especially from people who have pasted some chats. Mr. Olakunlo was asking about what about the fate of people who had their birthday in February. Well, I want to say that the birthday celebration process commenced in April. So what we have is people who have had their birthday from April to date. So you can wait for your time. By the time you get to February next year, you have the opportunity for your own celebration. I also have the announcement of the ICANN Canada conference. I will call Mr. Shegun shortly. But permit me to say I've been reliably informed that we have some big fishes in our midst. At the last meeting, we announced that we now have a new district coordinator, that is the council representative in our district. She is Chief Mrs. Hilda Ozo, and I'm reliably informed that she's in our midst this evening. I am going to shortly unmute her and allow her to have a word or two with us. I'm also reliably informed that we have another council member joining us at this meeting. That's my very good brother and friend, Mr. Tajuddin Olayinka, FCA. You're welcome to our midst. This is the Ilukpeju Gbagada Society, ICANN's model district in all ramifications and in all ways. At this point, before I go any further, I'd like to cede the microphone as it is to our district coordinator, who is in our midst, to say a few words. Chief Mrs. Hilda Ozo, FCA. You're welcome to our midst. Kindly unmute yourself.
I thought I had unmuted.
No.
I'm sorry.
Now we can
All
hear you.
protocols observed. Good evening, my dear professional colleagues of IGDS. Good evening, my chairman, our dear ESCO members. Good evening, our paper presenter, if you are still there, because I listened very, very voraciously to the paper that was presented, and I retired from that industry, and I can, from what you presented, a lot of things has moved on in the internal audit function, and as relates also to risk management and compliance. That was a very good paper, well delivered. And I think I will continue to want to listen to this month in, month out from IGDS. Thank you, that's value addition. So Mr. Omidiji, thank you for having me. I had apologized to you and the ESCO that I missed the physical meeting. That was a very painful one. I'm looking forward to another physical meeting where I would be able to touch everyone in blood and flesh. I hope you are hearing me very well.
Yes, we are hearing you. We are hearing you.
God bless you. So I also appreciate a lot of things I'm going to learn, and whatever we can also give back to the district. So this is all I'm going to say now. And as we go on, if there's opportunity, we will say more things. So there's going to be value addition from the council. We want to know what are your areas of need that you want to pass to council through the coordinator. And then also your suggestions on the things that are going on in the institute or decisions. And then if you have messages that you want to contribute or ideas on how to also move the institute forward, we'll be very glad to have such and then convey it back to your council. Thank you very much, my dear ESCO members. I don't know whether Madam Dr. Titi Onofowokon is there. Swan, I saw PP Adedoyi in our election. My darling, I hope you are around. Good evening if you're there. Then my professor. Good evening, my prof. And a host of
good evening, my big sis. How are you today?
I can. Venga will mute all of us. So Thank you. All right, so my chairman, thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, you can trust our women to always want to take over everything. So let me join you. Up swan. So, no problem. No problem. Thank you very much, our district coordinator, for being in our midst. You can be rest assured that as a district, we will do everything in our capacity to support the activities and the aspirations of the council. And if you were here, well, I was reading out the qualification, our membership qualification. To be a member of the Ilupeju Society, the primary membership qualification that we normally go for is a financial member of ICANN. You can't be a member of Ilupeju Society and be owing your ICANN due. We don't tolerate it here. So for that one, you can be rest assured, the council can be rest assured that not only are we going to be supporting the activities and yearning of the council physically in all its programs, but financially, we will never fall short of the expectations from our district. Thank you very much. We hope to see you at our September meeting. We will carry you along as we conclude all arrangements for that. Again, it's not easy to have a council member attend a normal monthly meeting. So I'm still going to allow our own brother, Mr. Tajuddin, at least to unmute and greet us and say a few words. Mr. Taji Olayinka, you're welcome to IGDS, the ICANN Models.
Well, this is a very good session, Benga. I have no doubt about your leadership capabilities. Anytime, any day, your vision is very clear. And also I appreciate your team too. My senior in the council has spoken, is the coordinator. I just stray here before I saw that you'll be having this session. So thank you for putting this together. I'm sure that quite a number of people have benefited and you have added value to our professional skills. Thank you, Benga.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. We like to have you. We meet like this every last Sunday of the month, and this is the general information. We meet every last Sunday of the month. Our district meetings start by 3, and our technical session starts by 4. So everybody, you're welcome to join us. We always release the flyers and the links. And because of the high turnover, high turnover of our members, we have upgraded our Zoom platform. Now we can accommodate conveniently up to 500 participants at any of our meetings and functions. So we need to encourage our members too, to tell their friends, to tell their colleagues, and let us utilize that enhanced platform. We now have a platform that can accommodate successfully 500 participants at any of our meetings, at any of our technical sessions. Of course, we will always continue to do a live stream of our technical sessions, and at the end of the day, our technical sessions will always be on YouTube. You can also just, if you go to YouTube, check for 171. You can subscribe at 171, 1 in the 0NE.
But if it is the other way around, what will happen? Who can tell us?
Is that a comment? So go to YouTube, subscribe to 171, and you can see any or all our technical sessions that you can download, and you can also view at your own convenience. So again, let me quickly call on Niyi Onobanjo, who has information for us about the ICANN Canada conference.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Niyi Onobanjo, FCA, and I'm speaking on behalf of ICANN Canada District. And I just want to sensitize us with respect to the coming ICANN Canada virtual conference. And the amount is 25,000 naira, and Nigerian time 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm soliciting on behalf of ICANN Canada. And it is 16 hours credit unit.
Please, Niyi, unmute yourself. I've muted everybody, unmute yourself. Continue.
Okay, so I'm speaking on behalf of ICANN Canada with respect to the 6th ICANN Canada virtual conference. It's going to hold from 14th to 15th of October, and the price is 25,000 naira, and Nigerian time 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's going to be.
That's how you should be behaving, not be disturbing more.
And it's going to be educative and interacting. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Niyi Onobanjo. Well, to our members, I have registered. It's just 25,000 naira, and it promises to be an enriching conference. And of course, it's 15 credit unit, I think. So
16.
Please, 16. Okay. So please, let's take advantage of that. As for more information, let me inform us also that we shall be having the second phase of our Catch Them Young program sometimes in October. To this end, I want to call on all our members. Like I said before, one committee where we need a lot of our members' participation is the Community Relations Committee. So please, I want to enjoy, if you are yet to join any committee as we speak, the Community Relations Committee is highly recommended. Even if half of our members will join that committee, the works that is there for that committee to do, we can't finish it. New members are always welcome to Illuminated Society. I have checked the chat. I've seen 1 or 2 people who said they would like to join the district. Please, I'm sure the secretariat is making note of that. But please, for communication, to make communication easier, please put your name, your email, and your telephone number so that the secretariat can reach out to you for us to be able to finalize the process of you joining our district. Also, if you are attending this meeting and you are an ICANN member from other districts, remember your name, your membership number, and your district, so that you can benefit from the 2 credit units that is allotted to, that's available for this conference. Also, the induction of new members is coming up shortly. The flyers are out. I also want to encourage all our members who have friends amongst the will-be inductees to kindly invite them to join. Invite them to join us. Like we've always been saying, Ilupeju Bagara Society is ICANN model district, and the focus is on young accountants, members whose membership numbers are from 40,000 and above. So we want to have as many, up to 80%, 90% of our members within that age group for mentorship, for guidance, and to show them the light of what a real chartered accountant should be. So if you have any sister, brother, friend, colleague who will be getting inducted in the next induction, give them invitation to join Ilupeju Bagara Society. And again, the FCA, the next FCA conferment ceremony is already been announced. We'll be pasting all this information in our group platform. So please take note and take advantage of all that. Sometimes in the month, the membership committee released a publication as to the reorganization of our social media and communication platform. Yes, that will take effect from September 1st. As you are aware, we have reached the maximum limit for the WhatsApp group. So we'll be breaking the WhatsApp group into 2. We'll be allowing our young accountants to have a house of their own. They can, so that they can feel free within themselves. They can relate. They can do everything within their own group. While we'll be migrating those who fall above the designated lineage into a second WhatsApp group. But be rest assured that all ESCO members will be a part of both groups. And so whatever information is posted in one group will also be posted in another group. And for us to again keep track of that, the district have also created or opened this Telegram page, the Telegraph page. We have our Instagram page. We have our Facebook page. And so the membership committee and the committee will be releasing all these guidelines by tomorrow to Tuesday, which is 1st of October. And we expect you to please do what is needful. Like our Facebook page, join our Facebook group, like our Instagram page, participate in your WhatsApp group, and join the Telegram. You know, the Telegram have capacity to take as many of us as possible. So all of us will be joining together at the Telegram group, while we will be segregating ourselves at the WhatsApp group, because we have reached the milestone of those members who wanted to join us this week. We could not add them because we are yet to make this announcement, so that we can migrate people, break it into 2. And by the grace of God, the target for the young accountant, by the time this thing is settled, is that by the end of this year, we want that group to have also reached the maximum WhatsApp group number, which is 257. So we want to have at least a minimum of 257 young accountants in the Ilupeju Bagara Society by the end of 2021. That is our target. We probably will not be doing much on the other side, but we have a target of 257 young accountants in the Ilupeju Bagara Society by the end of this year. So please, like I said, by tomorrow, the membership committee will be making, will be releasing the process for all this communication channel and our social media platform. And I want also to cooperate with them to have a successful transition. And also the district website will go live by September 1st. The district website will go live by September 1st, though it is a work in progress, because as a matter of fact, we have given the people responsible for the website to create a membership section where all our members can upload their pictures, update their profile, and have a page each on that district website. But the website, as an ongoing project, will be updated. We go live by September 1st. The address will be released, and all of our members are encouraged to also go and do the needful there. So at this point, I want to call the Financial Secretary to give us a financial report. Financial Secretary, unmute yourself. You are still muted.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, good evening, professional colleague. From the last meeting, the inflow to our accounts is itemized as I'll be calling them now. Donations 60,000, registration fee 50,000, annual due 70,000, development levy 45,000, district HIB 4,000. Then birthday celebration donation 40,000 from 2 people. Total 269,000 naira only. Thank you very much. I will adjourn everybody to pay up their due. And if you have outstanding with ICANN, please pay up. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, my Financial Secretary. Well, again, I know that most of us have paid a registration fee, we have paid an annual due, we probably paid our secretariat fee. So I'm not surprised that we are having a low volume of transactions. But that notwithstanding, by the time we come back in September, we will have finalized the process of our developmental fee. Some of us prefer to call it secretariat fee, but some of us call it as development fee, which is a one-off thing that we would need to pay into a sinking fund on behalf of the district for future development of infrastructures, of properties, of a lot of things that we might need the district. So we need to start building a sinking fund or an investment fund for the district infrastructure. So we'll be coming up with that, and we expect that all our members will gladly participate in ensuring that the Ilukpeju Gbagada and the society has a fat purse, even for activities in the future. Thank you very much. If you are here and this is the first time you are joining us for our monthly meeting, kindly raise up your hand electronically. If you are in our midst and this is the first time you're joining Ilukpeju Gbagada and the society meeting, raise up your hand electronically so that we can formally welcome you. I can see IGDS Simon. Yes, I can see Anointing Zone Shoyinka, Vivian Ifeanacho, Dixon Nyangena. Please permit my pronunciation. We have Babatunde Adeniji. We have Samuel Chuku. We also have Ozona Ditesi. Yes, thank you very much. On behalf of the EXCO, on behalf of the district coordinator, on behalf of all the entire membership of Ilukpeju Gbagada and the society, I want to formally welcome you. I didn't ask you to put down your hand, so I'm still going to welcome you. You are already putting down your hand. So how do I identify you now? So because I know I had about 8, so most of you have a hand. So please don't put down your hand yet. You need to unmute. You introduce yourself. Just tell us your name, your membership number, and probably where you are, where you work, or where you are based. And if you want to join us, or if you are visiting us from another district, we'll just quickly do that. I'll start with Vivian Ifeanacho. Please unmute yourself. Vivian. If Vivian is not ready, can I? Okay, yes.
Thank you very
Please go
much.
ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vivian Ifanacho, and this is the first time I'll be attending the online meeting. I think I was around the last physical meeting. So membership number 28671, and what else? Sir?
Where do you work?
Look, I work with Federal Inland Revenue Service.
Okay, thank you very much, and we are welcome. Samuel Chuku is your turn. Samuel Chuku.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Samuel Chuku. I work in Grantonton.
Membership number?
Membership number MB 053105.
Are you joining us, or you are just meeting with us?
I'm a member. I've already joined.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Good. This is the first time. Thank you very much. Next, Tessie Ozonadi. Tessie. Unmute yourself, Tessie. If Tessie is not ready, can we have Aginde Simon? Okay, Tessie is ready. Tessie is ready now. Aginde Simon should be ready. Should be getting ready. Tessie, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ozonadi Tessie. I'm joining for the first time online. My MB number is 053763. I work with CCCC Nigeria Limited.
Thank you very much.
I've not joined any district, sir.
Okay, are you interested in joining us?
Of course, sir.
You're welcome. So please, when you are registering, please put down your name, your telephone number, especially that's your WhatsApp number, so that we can reach you quickly. Simon Aginde, it's your turn.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Simon Tehimba Aginde, membership number 047066. The district is Makode and District Society. I work with Institute of Human Virology, posted in the Kano Regional Office as the Finance and Admin Manager. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simon. Please say us well to our friends and colleagues at Makodi and District Society. Shoyinka Anointing Zone is your turn.
Okay, hello, good evening. My name is Shoyinka Olusegun. Membership number MB53821. I have joined actually earlier. I filled the membership form online, but I'm joining the online session for the first time. I'm blessed. I work with Sudabel Co-Limited as Head of Finance and Accounts. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Dixie, it's your turn. Let me murder your surname.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening,
yes.
Everybody. My name is Dixie.
Wow. Am I the one that lost you, or I
From
can't hear
Calabar?
you?
My membership number is 025460.
Calabar and this is society.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Please say my regards to the chairman, who happens to be a very good friend and a schoolmate, and your secretary, who played a very good hostess to us at the last, the recently concluded Southern District Southern
Conference.
So my regards to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Olatunji Adiola, your turn.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Olatunji Adiola, number 44658. I work with OG Chartered Accountant and Co. Though I've joined earlier, but this is the first time I'm attending the online meeting.
Okay. OG, yeah, okay. I was wondering that OG. Okay, you are welcome. You are at home. So you should join others to welcome others who are just coming in. So because you are part and parcel of the district already. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for everyone that has been part of this meeting. Before we close, is there any other business? Does anybody have one or two You can lower the first timers can lower their hands. You can lower your hands now. We are in any other business. If you have anything to raise for us to discuss so that before we close the meeting, please let us know right now.
Hello, my chairman. Somebody, Yusuf Bashir, is raising up his hand, but on his own video, not the electronic form.
Yusuf, okay. Let him talk to us. Yusuf, you can talk to us. You need to unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself. Let me see if I can unmute you here.
My name is Bashir.
Okay, yeah.
My name is Bashir Yusuf. My membership number is 035759.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Which district?
I haven't got district, so I want to join
Where
you very soon.
You want to join us?
Yes, I live in Bagada.
Ah, good. You are welcome, please. You are welcome.
I'm joining you soon.
Please, please, good. Please type your name and your telephone number so that we can remain in communication with you. Musa Umar, you have the floor. Musa Umar.
Okay, sir. Good evening, pieces. Sir, my question is, I just want to know how do we get our credit NCPD unit credited to us? Because the last meeting I attended online, I don't think I have been credited with that fee. Thank you.
No, it's okay. That's a valid question. Right. The one thing once you attend the meeting and you attend the next meeting, just be assured that your name is in the minute. Once your name is in the minute, it's been submitted at the secretariat. I think the secretariat now is not doing a monthly credit hour thing. They are compiling the list. I think they do it at the end of the year. So what we just do is every district submit. Just be sure that you write your name and your membership number as part of the attendance. And at the next meeting, when we republish the minutes of the previous meeting, please ensure that your name is there. Once your name is there, no problem. Once your name is there, there's no problem. We are submitting everything, and the district society's desk at the secretariat is compiling it, and at the appropriate time, they will reflect it in members' portal. What they are doing right now is a compilation, and I think they want to do it once in a year or half yearly, according to them. So don't worry, your credit hour, once your name is properly registered in the attendance, be sure that you get your credit hour. Thank you very much. On that note, can someone please move the motion for adjournment of the meeting to the physical meeting in the month of September, last Sunday. It was the date of the last Sunday of September. And we expectedly that members who are celebrating their birthdays in August and September will be strong enough to host us, and we do the needful. September 26th is the date of our next meeting. Venue will be announced in due course. Can someone move the motion for adjournment, please?
I, Adams Abiodun FCA, MB 23471, hereby move the motion for adjournment of the meeting to next month, last Sunday next month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who is seconding the motion?
Yeah, seconded, my chairman, by Awoshukwen Samuel Olumide, MB 36100.
Thank you very much. Can someone lead us in the closing prayer, please?
Well, I am Afis Adedeke.
By the way, Afis Adeleke, you are welcome back from your diaspora membership. Welcome back to base.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to come back, sir.
Thank you very much. We love to have you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let's us pray.
Thank Almighty Allah, that you have this price of stay longer time today, and I can see that we participated fully. And that's why they are calling them. Almighty Allah, each member of the district that will go from strength to strength. So, come number one district of ICANN, Ramutaya, Pano, Tarok, Tachamoya, no, but alarm to alarm live. Thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you very much, everybody. Have
Yes,
a
sir.
lovely week ahead and a lovely month to come. Thank you and God
My
bless.
chairman, are you
Yes,
sending
please.
the slides of the lecture? Are we going to have it?
The slides, yes, we're going to have it.
Yes.
We're going to have it. Everybody's going to have it. It will
Thank
be
you very
shared
much. God
publicly.
bless you. All
Yes.
right. Love you all. Bye
My chairman,
bye.
And like I said,
to donate.
it is on YouTube. The lecture will be on YouTube in the next 5 minutes. So anybody can just Google it. You'll be on YouTube. But the slides will be shared publicly too.
All right. Well done. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Love you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
My chairman.
Bye. Good, everybody.
Bye. Yes, ma'am.
You didn't ask them to donate.
You said?
You didn't ask them to donate.
Bye.
You need my example now.
Somebody already
Never too late. So anybody can type how much the amount you want to donate.
Please, so
I have
the
been
chat room is
typing.
now open for donation. Please. We collect monthly donation. Remember, do not come to the house of the Lord empty-handed. So donate to the
so please
just
donate.
go to the chat room, type your name and the amount you are donating for the month. Oh yeah,
Bye.
please go there.
Hello, sir.
Let me go and check. Let me go and check now.
Bye.
We know. Continue to hammer your bye. We know.
Hello, Mr. Africa.
I'm not seeing anybody here donating. No, Boss, you are just Punjabi. You are just typing your membership number. You're just signing attendance. You're not donating.
Okay.
Please, I trust you, Gary. I trust that.
Please, sir, can we have the meetings sent to our email box?
Of course, it will. They will.
Adebisi Adedibura 5K. Thank you very much. I trust you. These are just my
No,
regular customers.
the time of
I
the
know
next
they will always
meeting,
do
can we
this.
have it sent to our mailbox, sir?
What?
Hello, sir. What I'm saying is that at the time of the period of the next meeting, can it be forwarded to each person's mail so that we can be carried along? I'm attending for the first time, and I just got this link through a friend.
Okay.
If we can have it in our mailbox, I think it will be okay. My membership number MB
You're not the member of the
053349.
district, right?
I got a mail from you. I got a mail from the district earlier, and I requested to join. I've submitted my form at the ICANN Center, and there's a time you sent a mail to me. I acknowledged it, but I didn't get any mail since then. But I got this link from a friend, and I just hook up.
Okay.
And I'll be glad if I can get a mail from you directly without you having my email. Then I will be glad if I can have your by the time of the next meeting, so that I can also be carried along.
Please, is the secretary here? Please, secretary, type the email.
Mr. Secretary, my name is Koliade Isiatunde, and my membership number is 053349.
Please type it in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Use the chat box.
Please use the chat box. Just type your name and your phone number. Just type your name and your phone number. They'll pick it up from there.
Okay, just send my mail.
Lawal Ademola 5K. Thank you very much. 15K. Those who are shouting, those who are quick to say bye, we know you, but we're already on 15K. Thank you to Hafiz. Thank you to Adedibura. Thank you to Lawal. We already have 15K. Okay.
My chairman, enjoy the week, sir.
Okay. I hear you. And you too. You too. Enjoy your week.
My doctor.
close the meeting.
Máa fọwọ́ fíràn bẹ́ẹ̀. Máa fọwọ́ fíràn bẹ́ẹ̀.
Mo sọ̀rọ̀.
Èmi náà mọ̀.
Mo sọ kí yín ni. I'm just paying homage.
Yeah, yes.
Mr. Isiaq, if you are still here, can you drop your phone number, please? You only drop your membership number.
Where are you talking from? You are talking from the inner room. Or where?
The secretary is talking.
Yeah.
Alaji, you are in the inner room. Yeah. Or you are in diaspora. Which one?
No, he has left Enugu.
Both, ma. Both.
Yeah, he has left Enugu. He's in Lagos.
Okay, no problem. Enjoy your week.
Tí o bá ti sọ owó kó jáde abẹ́ tilẹ̀kùn.
No, Canadian dollars. La
Have a good afternoon, sir.
Bye-bye. $13. Good afternoon, sir.
Have a good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you. We are expecting our Canadian dollars. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Somebody wants to donate $1. Please let him talk.
When you open the Canadian dollar account.
Exactly.
Once you open, I'll do it.
Madam Adebola, I have some also chat box. Yeah, sorry, Jordan. Okay.
Okay, ẹ ṣe púpọ̀ wọ abẹ́ tilẹ̀kùn. Ẹnu wa máa lọ sí ní náírà kó máa lọ sí náírà ẹnu wa máa lọ sí house fellowship kó máa lọ house fellowship.
My best friend. Okay.
Tado, you do give away now.
Yes, more when you type sorry chat box one.
I give away. Do give away. Doctor, do give away. Sister, do give away.
Give the range. Oh, got you.
All right, so please don't week, everyone.
Oh, got you. Oh, God.
See you next month physically. Special blood.
Yeah, so physically, we'll come physically next month by God's grace. Amen. Okay, hold on.